Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chasing Psychological Safety, and welcome to 2021, and to today's video, which is an interesting one. We have things to talk about. I'll start with a reference to yesterday's article. I normally say the articles we write. Today, I'll take full responsibility. It's something I wrote, and I got the tone possibly wrong. I know this because I meant for it to be clearly satirical and clearly sarcastic and tongue-in-cheek, and this hasn't transported as well as I would have liked. It hasn't exactly landed like I thought it would do. If anything, when I was writing it, I was slightly worried that it was too thin on the sarcasm, that you guys are going to see through it, how obviously ridiculous it is that we would say anything else but what we've been saying for the last 2 years, but clearly year and a half. But clearly that hasn't really been the case, because a number of people haven't quite understood that we were being very, very sarcastic. So to be clear, I personally am a little bit of a self-help, self-care, self-anything, self-betterment, if you wish, obsessed human, and I try and carry that into most of the things that I write about. In fact, if you were to look back at some of my other articles, there are even screenshots of the things that I'm doing. I spend a good hour a day doing nothing but refocusing, reframing some of the techniques that positive psychology is teaching us. I've done this positive psychology course from Yale. I recommend all of you do, and I am absolutely bullish about the science behind these techniques. So very obviously, I have not had a change of character or a lobotomy, and I still believe in all those things. Furthermore, we have been saying this as a company and as a brand for the last good, as I said, year and a half, 2 years, which is the only thing that matters is that there is people work being done, and that includes human personal work on yourself, and obviously the work that we're doing on our teams, and that work is being done consistently and with actions. If there's anything we don't stand for, it's empty rhetorics and lip service. So the only parts in there that were slightly true were those where we were joking about the motivational posters industry, like nobody needs that. What we do need is actions. And the vast majority of that article was filled with links, which I encourage you to please click on. Clearly, no one did, in particular the commenters on that article never had done. And those links take you to studies that are part of positive psychology that will show you why joy, flow, gratitude, meditation, breathing, sleep, exercise, diet, all those things will make for a better life. So to be clear and to remove all doubt once and for all, we are hellbent on the importance of self-care and the importance of self-care at an individual level and at the team level.
Exactly right. And in complete agreement and carrying on with that, team self-care is, as you can imagine, as two people and as an organization who are passionately committed to the concept of psychological safety, is absolutely paramount with regards to looking after yourselves as a group of human beings trying to work together to create magic, to do brilliant work, to get through the difficult times together. If we don't focus on our team as a whole, everything about the team, yes, processes are important. Yes, the way we work together is important. In fact, ways of working is something we talk about a lot. But dealing with the human side of the team needs to be where everything begins. It needs to be the foundation stone that builds the trust, that builds the team, that builds the brilliance from there. So by that, we mean everything we were asking you to do at the end of last year, at the beginning of this year, like focusing on a team relaunch, which ideally is done periodically, but now is the perfect time to do a team relaunch. Team gratitude, so as a team, celebrating and sharing what you're grateful for individually and as a group, and always focusing on that emotional intelligence as a team, that human connection as a team. By taking care of each other, you will be stronger, you will be more resilient, and there is no way in the world that we would deviate from that thought or that path.
Precisely. So self-care at an individual level, do it all, find something. In fact, make sure that you get your organization to score you and pay you on the amount of work you're doing for yourself. If you could get that, that would be amazing. If those organizations that are talking about the importance of the happiness of their people would start connecting it to actual measurable results, we'd be living in a different world. So do the individual self-care, do the team self-care that Fiona was talking about, and then even if you wish, there's some bits of organizational self-care you could be doing. Meaning, if you look at the article we were writing on the future is agile last week, the big tickets for this year are: we have made these gains, we have started these very true and honest dialogues about people, both from a society point of view and from a work point of view, but we have not put these over the line, and we are in grave danger of losing those wins unless we secure them. And to secure them, we need to go back to the organization and get these permissions set in stone, have them be very clear that you are not going to be required to sit down at your desk when we go back to normal. So permanentize, if you wish, the permission to have hybrid work. Very important. Secondly, very important is redo the dialogue and the conversation around all the big issues, the race, the gender, the work, all of those big topics. It's worth going back to that dialogue so that you now can remain empathic, remain human focused, and have those gains in terms of conversation be institutionalized in the organization. And last but not least, absolutely not least, is get them to start putting some actual resources behind the lip service, in particular when it comes to measurements, because that is what is going to be carrying you forward. So if you can translate the intention into the need for data, and if you can get the organization to admit that they need to know how you feel and what you feel and what you have as an obstacle, as a team, as an individual, and so on, as soon as your feelings become data that's needed to be analyzed and actioned on, that's going to drive a different type of dynamic with your organization. So have that need for data and measurement be very clear, very permitted, and very mandated, and very supported. So yeah, self-care for the individual, self-care for the team, self-care for the actual organization. It's all very important. We were absolutely joking. Do your resolutions, keep to them.
Yeah, we are dead serious about this. I mean, we couldn't take this more seriously, and we believe that everybody should, and everybody that we work with is encouraged to do that and reaps the benefits of that self-care at all those three levels as well. So what we're asking you to do is, although the beginning of 2021 looks harder than we hoped it would, don't let go now, because we will get there. And if we let go of that self-care at those levels now, we will lose all of the wins, all of the gains, everything that we've learned in the fire of 2020. So thank you all for listening, and we'll speak to you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.